The cup of surrender, Matthew 26:36-39. Under the cover of night, Jesus led his disciples to a quiet place called Gethsemane, a garden whose name means oil press. It was fitting, for here the weight of the world would press upon him until his soul overflowed in sorrow. At the garden's edge, he told most of the disciples, "Sit ye here while I go and pray yonder." Then taking Peter, James, and John with him, he went a little farther. The scripture says he began to be sorrowful and very heavy. The man who had always carried others' burdens now bore his own, the weight of sin, grief, and divine justice all converging in this sacred hour. He turned to the three and said, "My soul is exceeding sorrowful even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me." His request was simple yet profound. Stay near, stay awake, and pray. Then he went a little further and fell on his face. The Son of God, who had spoken creation into being, now lay prostrate before the Father, praying, "O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt." Here we see the deepest mystery of love and obedience. The cup represented not merely death, but the full measure of divine wrath poured out against sin. He would drink it for us all. Matthew gives us a brief window into this prayer, but John's Gospel reveals its greater depth in chapter 17, the high priestly prayer. There, Jesus prays not only for his disciples, but for all who would believe through their word. He speaks of the glory he shared with the Father before the world was, of sanctifying truth, and of divine unity that we may be one, even as he and the Father are one. John captures what Matthew only alludes to, the fullness of his intercession, the love that reaches across time and eternity. The lesson here is both humbling and hopeful. Gethsemane teaches that true obedience is not the absence of struggle, but the surrender of the will. Even Jesus, in his humanity, wrestled beneath the burden of what was to come, but he yielded. So must we, when our own cup seems too bitter to bear. The example of Christ calls us to say with him, "Not as I will, but as thou wilt."